Years after the Great Chicago Fire, the city sought to make a comeback on a scale that would seize the attention of the entire globe.
The third star of our Chicago flag represents the World's Fair of 1893, also known as the Columbian Exposition. 1893 marked the 400th anniversary of Christopher Columbus's discovery of the New World, and they decided to allow the United States to host the World's Fair for that very reason. The United States House of Representatives voted on Chicago to host the World's Fair. And this was a huge accomplishment for the city, considering that the previous World's Fair was held in Paris, where they introduced the Eiffel Tower to the world.
The difficult task of constructing, hosting, and managing the fair on a space of land surpassing 680 acres, one of Chicago's greatest accomplishments. The collection of white buildings constructed along the South Shore of Chicago, showcasing the various exhibits, is where the phrase, the White City, came from.
Daniel Burnham and John Root were a staple of Chicago architecture, and they were chosen to design the look and feel of the Columbian Exposition. Prior to that, they designed commercial and residential buildings, such as these beautiful residential homes that you can see here in the Hawthorne Place Historic District of Lakeview's neighborhood in Chicago. These type of high-quality residential homes were popping up all over Chicagoland during this time. By the time the Columbian Exposition took place in 1893, Chicago had the second largest population in the United States. How did this happen? 3 years earlier, in 1890, the U.S. Census recorded a surge in the Chicago population. And this occurred because the townships of Hyde Park, Jefferson, Lake, and Lakeview voted to become city dwellers, adding over 200,000 residents and 125 square miles to the city.